Demacia. Demacia is a strong, lawful kingdom with a prestigious military history. Its people value the ideals of justice, honour and duty most highly, and are fiercely proud of their cultural heritage. Founded as a refuge from sorcery after the nightmare of the Rune Wars, this largely self-sufficient nation was built upon the riddle of petricite, a peculiar white stone that dampens magical energy. From the capital, known to all as the great city of Demacia, the royal family and attendant nobles see to the protection of the rich and fertile land. In spite of all this, Demacia has become increasingly insular and isolationist in recent centuries. Indeed, those who dwell behind the heavily guarded borders are often viewed with suspicion at best, and many former allies have begun to look elsewhere for protection. Some dare to whisper that the golden age of Demacia has passed, and unless its people are willing to adapt to a changing world, something may believe they are simply incapable of doing, that the kingdom's decline is inevitable, and all the petricite in the land will not protect Demacia from itself. Carved in stone, the Grand Plaza. This wide, open space lies at the heart of the great city, and frequently welcomes crowds gathered to applaud those honoured by the crown. The Palace Gardens, a favourite of the late Queen, Lady Catherine. These well-maintained and orderly gardens allow for moments of quiet reflection. The Citadel of Dawn. The royal family of Demacia resides in the Citadel of Dawn, a palace whose majestic design is said to reflect the splendour of the ruling Lightshield dynasty. 1. The Last Gate. 2. Military District. 3. Noble Family Resistances. 4. King's Rock. 5. The Mage Seeker Compound. 6. The Grand Plaza. 7. Silverwing Aviaries. 8. Sepulchral Halls. 9. Harbour. Our people report good progress being made in Alberberg. Temple of the Lightbringers. One of the oldest structures in the capital, this temple honours the legend of the winged protectors, embodying the Demacian ideals of duty, honour and tradition. Sword and Shield. While vastly outnumbered compared to many warbands of Noxus or the combined tribes of the Freljord, the prowess of Demacia military is renowned across Valoran, and its disciplined culture informs much of daily domestic life in the kingdom. From a simple shield sergeant to decorative sword captain, officers are expected to lead from the front, by example, and their warriors to follow with unwavering loyalty. The smallest formation of Demacian soldiers is called a shield. The warriors in each shield are armed and armoured almost identically. Battalions are composed of differently armed companies of shields, and often will have units of specialists second to their command element, such as scouts, raptor riders, or duelists. The most prestigious battalion is undoubtedly the Dauntless Vanguard. At full strength, it numbers over 2,000 soldiers currently. It is led by Garen, nephew of the High Marshal Tianna Crownguard. Demacian Steel, sometimes referred to as Silver Steel or Rune Steel. This alloy is highly regarded across Runeterra. It is rumoured that Demacian armours quench the metal in blessed waters to offer protection from magic in battle. Jarvan 4. As the king's only son, Prince Jarvan is heir apparent to the throne of Demacia, Raised to be a paragon of his nation's greatest virtues, he is forced to balance the heavy expectations placed upon him with his own desire to prove himself on the battlefield. An exceptional warrior in his own right, Jarvan also inspires his troops with fearsome courage and self-determination, raising his family's colours high and revealing his true strength as a future leader of his people. Garen Crownguard. Though born into the noble Crownguard family, Garen earned his place in the Shield War through courage and skill. When the previous sword captain of the Dauntless Vanguard fell in battle, Garen found himself put forward for command by his fellow warriors, and the nominations was unopposed. To this day, he stands resolute in the defence of his homeland, against all foes. Far more than Demacia's most formidable soldier, he exemplifies all the most noble ideals upon which it was founded. The myths of magic. Demacia has always had complicated relations with mages. One of their oldest myths, the cautionary tale of the Winged Protectors, tells of the founding of Demacia over the centuries. It drove the creation of the kingdom's laws and values, but also caused many to fear the unpredictable power of magic. More recently, the infamous Mage Seeker Order has been tasked with suppressing all knowledge and practice of sorcery, hidden in plain sight. In the past, objects of warding or focus for magical power were often disguised in various ways to avoid the attention of the Mage Seekers. In time, the true purpose of these objects may even have been forgotten, since they were handed down as innocuous family heirlooms, such as canes, staves, or sceptres. The Veiled Lady. Another enduring myth is that the Veiled Lady, a pariah whose dark outbursts and preaching of redemption led to her exile. Even so, some Demacians still create totems to her memory when seeking guidance on matters of family and forgiveness. All this talk of swords and wings, why can't they talk of endly things? Precious gems. Some primal, elemental magic made its way into early Demacian hands in the form of precious gems. These were fashioned into jewellery such as pendants, brooches, and even crowns. Petricite is not infallible. When magic is not nullified properly by the stone, it can cause it to flake and talk most unnaturally. 2. The coming of the twins, born beneath the vault of stars, one in light, one in shadow. Kayle and Morgana, sisters by fate, joined hand in hand. To Demacian's fair lands they came, a land untouched, a kingdom yet to be. Though magic raged across the world, it broke upon her wooded shores, a heaven amid to rising storm. 14. Coda. Of Morgana only myth remains, veiled secrets and hidden shadows, yet the legacy of Kayle burns bright in all our hearts and minds. The wind whispers of her return, when Targon's beacon shines anew, and night falls on the world. Look to the safe on that day, and pray for all Demacia. Experts from the Canticle of the Winged Sisters, an epic poem held in the Crownguard family library, High Silvermere. Wing protection. Wings and feathers are almost as common in Demacian art and architecture as swords and shields. While they record the aspirational ideas of freedom and transcendence, they also highlight the kingdom's connection to the Silverwing raptors, some of the most impressive hunters found anywhere in Valorant. Birds of prey. Native to the high crags of the Demacian mountains, raptors are rare and voracious predators known to attack lone farmers, and occasionally even armed convoys of soldiers. Nevertheless, particularly exceptional individuals have made an art of building rapport with these noble beasts, forging such a bond that the raptor may permit itself to be ridden. These riders serve in the Demacian military, scouting ahead or harassing the enemy advance. Raised to soar. Silverwings hatch from the egg with yellow and light blue feathers, only gaining their signature silver hue and deadly attack speed as they reach maturity. Quinn Valor. Sponsored by the noble Bovelli family. Quinn is a ranger knight of Demacia who undertakes dangerous missions deep in enemy territory. She and her legendary eagle, Valor, share an unbreakable bond, and their foes are often slain before they realise they are fighting not one, but two of the kingdom's greatest heroes. Nimble and acrobatic when required, Quinn takes aim with her crossbow while Valor marks their elusive targets from above, making them a deadly pair on the battlefield. Honour and tradition. Every Demacian child knows the expectations and responsibilities placed upon them. No matter how humble, Demacians consider it their duty to help strangers as well as family, and to demonstrate courage, respect, justice, and mercy in all things. Since Orlon led refugees from the Rune Wars to the land that would one day become Demacia, its people have held to the values that brought them safety and prosperity in those earliest days. King's Gambit. Far from being the humorless, duty-obsessed bores that outsiders sometimes mistake them for, Demacians dance, sing, and play as often and as enthusiastically as anyone else. One especially popular game, played by families, comrades, and new friends alike, is King's Gambit. A variant of the ubiquitous Tellstones, King's Gambit is considered a duel of minds, where each player tries to commit the movement of the stones to memory, while also trying to confuse and outwit their opponent. HS. Crownguard Library. Reference to Petricite?